Team Jaxn. Team Jaxn. Team Jaxn. Team Jaxn. Team Jaxn. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening?
Team Jaxn. What's happening? You know, now that I think about it, I recognize why he constantly kept saying, Team Jaxn, what's happening? Over the course of several different years prior to swindling money out of countless different emotionally broken women, because it rolls off the tongue, but we ain't talking about that right now. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, let me direct your attention to Derrick Jaxn. And if you are unaware, let me catch you up to speed. A couple of years ago, I did a video on Homer's SIMPson, Derrick Jaxn, after he was exposed for cheating on his then wife back during the height of the pandemic. However, it has come to our attention that he has since filed for divorce. And I am not interested in any kind of mix or spilling of the tea, as they say now in social media, any form of drama. I couldn't care any less, I should say. However, as it pertains to Derrick Jaxn, like I said years ago, first and foremost, I'm not one to kick somebody when they're down. I'm not one to laugh at another man's demise. But much like Paramore in 2009, you are the only exception. Because as it pertains to Mr. Derrick Jaxn, also known as Homer SIMPson, I got something special for you, because I've been waiting quite some time for you to be exposed as the fraud, big fat phony that you are. But because he continues to prove that he ain't nothing but a
no good, lousy son of a bitch. That's exactly what he is. But he's a no good bastard for what he did, and he ought to burn in hell for it.
Why is that, you may ask? Well, you see, a few months back, he was spotted down in Miami courting some harlots of the streets. Not only in photo form, because one would believe, well, you see a photo with a public figure, anybody can ask for a photo. Oh no, they were out on a date singing karaoke somewhere in a booth.
That's not your wife.
Who is this woman? Who is this woman?
That's Jezebel. What? Jezebel. That's what she is. That Jezebel has no right to be in the ring.
Now I know what you're thinking. It could just be a female friend. Who doesn't go out with their friends and take photos? Who doesn't go out and sing karaoke with their friends?
Damn, she thick as fuck. What you doing out here with all this ass? Double cheeked up on a Thursday afternoon, hella ass, the sun is still out.
Now, I'm not here to be catty, so I'm not fixing to drag on this entire situation. He was out with another woman. Here's why I had an issue with what transpired, right? Because not only did you do a sit-down styled apology or pseudo accountability post with your wife 2 years ago after you had initially gotten caught cheating and ultimately impregnated a woman outside of your relationship, your marriage at that. Your wife came to your defense and your marriage on social media after these photos had gone viral this past November, casting spells, genjutsus, hexes on individuals who had something negative to say about y'all's union.
Vomit yourself out now in the name of Jesus. Every person speaking against the names Danae Jaxn and Derrick Jaxn in mockery, accusation, slanders, and lies, may the mercies of God be withdrawn from you. May your husbands and wives become widows. Let your children become fatherless. Let your seed become vagabonds on the earth. Let the words of your mouth and your words of your hands be returned back to you. Let it go down your throat and choke you slowly until your days become few on the earth.
Wait a minute. Just wait a damn second here.
You demons of mind control, mind blockage, depression. You've been warned. And vomit yourself out now in the name of Jesus. Keep our names out of your mouth in the name of Jesus. Have a blessed day.
She cast a spell in the name of Jesus.
Now, with that being the reality of the situation, a month later, after your wife goes to bat for you and your nefarious, devious intent going outside holding hands with harlots when you were a married man, you file for divorce.
no good, lousy son of a bitch. That's exactly what he is. But he's a no good bastard for what he did, and he ought to burn in hell for it.
You, Derrick Jaxn, the same man who said your marriage was cultivated by God and you would fight through these demons because this is holy matrimony in the face of God.
Definitely not in alignment with the vows that I took, and definitely not in alignment with the biblical standard of what it means to be faithful, which is the standard that I'm going by now.
I promise to hold you from this day forward, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health, to love and cherish till death do us part. Evidently, those vows meant nothing to this man. Had his wife on social media casting spells, verbally casting people and banishing them to the shadow realms in an effort to defend your union, and 30 days later, you file for divorce after you get caught with harlots down in Miami.
Vomit yourself out now in the name of Jesus. Gotta hit this shit, but 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 gotta hit this shit, gotta hit this shit, but gotta hit.
Now, I'm not sitting here irate because this man left his wife. That is not the case here. But let's just go down a timeline. Throughout the pandemic in 2020, this man was secretly cheating on his wife. 2021, it since came forward. They did that sit down publicly. He went ghost on social media for a couple of months, returned back with the exact same rhetoric. He was forgiven, it appears, from his following. All of these emotionally damaged women or people who just showing up wanting to hear things that embolden their same sort of point of view had received him back with open arms. Then, 2 years later, he's spotted down in Miami, apparently cheating on his wife once more. His wife who throughout 2021 and 2022 continually casted hexes on individuals who had something negative to say or had any kind of nefarious intent or possible, words that could lead to their marriage dissolving. She constantly went and took to social media when her account was public to cast down, or I should say cast out, these spells on individuals who had something to say.
May the mercies of God be withdrawn from you. May your husbands and wives become widows. Let your children become fatherless. Let your seed become vagabonds on the earth. You've been warned. And keep our names out of your mouth in the name of Jesus.
This man files for divorce. He goes ghost for maybe 29 days, 30 days, we'll just say a month. He returns. You think this man addresses what happened?
What you think? You tell me. You tell me.
Nah, sis, you're not crazy. Don't let that man convince you that you are either. You just peep game. You just peep the inconsistency, the lies, the way that his words and actions wasn't matching. A man is going to call you crazy when he wants to leverage your emotional investment into him as a way to keep you blind to the disrespect he's been showing you. Truth is, a lot of dudes who are like 45, 50 years old who refuse to date women their age, they don't do so because they prefer young women and how they look. Because let's be real, it's a lot of 40-something-year-old women that'll give these 20-something-year-old girls a run for their money. But oh yeah, dudes love to pop back up in your life, especially when they see that you've moved on. Not that we don't want reconciliation, but the pride, it have us chilling out because it be replaying all the times that you was like, oh, you're my king, you're my safe space, you're my soulmate, I only got eyes for you, you're my person. A woman will love you but still leave you if she ever realizes just how unloving she had to be to herself just to be with you. Because it's a frequency thing. It's like if you ever been around somebody who didn't have any confidence, they just didn't think highly of themselves, but your frequency is high, like you believe in yourself, you celebrate yourself. What happens? It's some friction there because they're going to be calling you stuck up, you think you all that, they're going to always think that you bragging. Whole time, you just got a higher level of confidence. A lot of men end up needing the same woman that they damaged, straight up. And then got the nerve to be like, she changed. She ain't the same no more. Bruh, she didn't change. You changed her.
Man's doing the same content he was doing before. And you know what's crazy? The ladies in the comment section eating it up like ain't nothing happened.
Stupid bitch.
Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying everything Derrick Jaxn says is absolute lies. It's fabrication. Nothing that it says has any truth to it. That's not the case. I've talked about the mass pandering that this man just so happens to go on over the course of the past half decade, if not a full decade, that he's been doing it. It seems as if you've got to sell to individuals who are willing to buy. So I completely understand the hustle. Here's where there's a problem. In this particular kind of industry, the messenger and the message would somewhat have to match, because you can't sit here telling these women about the types of man that would operate in this toxic sort of way when you indeed are this very man. You're the antithesis of the message that you preach. You sit here saying, ladies, you should be treated this particular way. And if he's moving like that, it's time for you to move on. All while you doing this now publicly to your wife. Essentially, it was, somewhat discreet. You was doing it on the low, but with the countless different exposés and you confirming that these things did indeed happen. How is it that your customers, your viewers, your subscribers, your followers are supposed to take you seriously? But for whatever reason, these ladies still do. It's very confusing. Perhaps they're a bit more forgiving than the normal person might be, because they may have gone through things, and because of his, verbal support through these videos, they've been able to pull themselves out of the cracked and broken places that they were emotionally. So I can understand that. But there comes a point where you've got to call a spade a spade. This man did not take accountability, did not take responsibility, didn't even acknowledge his role in the destruction of said marriage. He just put out a post talking about respect our privacy. At this unfortunate manner, our goal was to become great parents, and I believe that we're still succeeding in that. As if this lady didn't go to bat, his wife that is, for the marriage, publicly casting spells. You got her looking goofy out here because evidently it was one person battling to keep the marriage and the union together. This is why I got problems with Derrick Jaxn, because he's an absolute hypocrite. But somehow, business never slowed down, because here's the thing. When the entire scandal went down 2 years ago, he had 1.3 million followers. Today, go to his Instagram right now. 1.3 million followers still remain. It's as if nobody left and nobody came, but the customers remain the same. I promise you, man's pocket's probably doing better now than it was before. I really don't understand it. Now, at the end of the day, a man's got to hustle. He's got to do what he's got to do. But here's a question that I'll pose to the public. Is it a possibility that Derrick Jaxn is more alpha and red-pilled than everybody else in the manosphere on YouTube? Because nobody has gotten the female dollar better than Derrick Jaxn. This man is a Enron University graduate. Do you recognize the type of embezzlement that he's been able to get legally off of these women? It's impossible. You can't lie to somebody's face, be the absolute hypocrite in somebody's face, do the opposite of everything that you said that a real man should do, and you publicly are the face, the champion for these ladies, and somehow you still get the dollar out of their pocket. It's amazing to me. In fact, it's worthy of a standing ovation. I think the big booty ladies, the BBL sisters, need to start making it clap without utilizing any hands to give this brother a round of applause. Because it's incredible to me. It doesn't matter what post you go to, there are people saying, despite what it is that he did, I have to forgive him because you don't know what somebody may have gone through in their relationship. They'll extend the maximum amount of grace for this man whose track record over the course of the past few years has showcased nothing of the fact that would deserve that kind of grace. You same individuals in those comment sections won't extend that kind of grace for your child's father, for your partner, for your boyfriend, husband, now, ex-husband, whatever the case may have been. You can't extend that for them, but you will for him. And you're willing to continue to being a paying patron for whatever products that dude, who happens to be just like the people who had broke your heart, but you finance him. It's incredible to me. I'm not hating on the brother getting what it is that he needs to get, getting paid the way that you want to go and get paid. That's your business. I still say fuck you, sir, for absolutely being a hypocrite in your particular message. But evidently, that ain't gonna stop you from hustling and getting these dollars off these ladies, bro. At this point, hey, as J. Cole said, don't save them. They don't want to be saved. It's crazy, bro. I don't understand. Team Jaxn, what's happening? Evidently, Team Jaxn will never die. Remember last, video when I done said, and moving forward, there is 0% integrity in anything that you say. Most people, after something like this happens, you'll have to do a lot of damage control. As far as I'm concerned, there is no damage control because your career is dead.
I guess not.
But guess what? You were all wrong!
He's still alive?
Let me take this moment right now to say I was absolutely wrong. That brother's career will never be dead. Because wherever there's a broken woman, there's a Derrick Jaxn ready to take her dollars. Ladies, I take my hat off to you. Enjoy your extortion?
Y'all just don't want to believe the truth. You don't want to believe it.
Congratulations! Oh my God.
It's really crazy, bro. I thought Mans was gonna fade into obscurity. He came back better than ever. Turtlenecked up, gold chain in each video, ready, hunting for these broken ladies. I promise you, he probably got a few of them inside of his bedroom right now. Valentine's Day was amazing for Derrick Jaxn. He made several stops on the way to his now ex-wife's house to see his children. Hell, I wouldn't be surprised if he messed around and got custody. It seemed as if this man, despite whatever else he might have, he bounced back with like 6 W's. Hey, brother, you got a standing ovation from me. You ain't never gonna hear me say nothing else about Derrick Jaxn, unless, of course, the internet provides a situation in which I must speak up. But I don't know what to say, dog. It's crazy. This is crazy.
So going by most people's definition of cheating, yeah, you just slip up. But the truth is, you've probably been cheating months before you actually put your dick in it. And more times, I would say 9 times out of 10, when the dude gets caught cheating, that wasn't his very, very first time cheating. That wasn't his only time cheating. That was his only time getting caught.
Vomit yourself out now in the name of Jesus. Gotta hit this shit, but 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 gotta hit this shit, gotta hit this shit, but gotta hit.
You've been warned, and keep our names out of your mouth in the name of Jesus.
Go into a godly commitment, you have to lean on God. You have to do things like to God's standard. You have to rely on God's grace. That's the only way you're going to be able to do it for the long term. And that I can personally relate to.
Because my heart is so big. People betray me, and I keep forgiving them.
Nah, sis, you're not crazy. Don't let that man convince you that you are either.
You mean to tell me you watched the entire video but you haven't subscribed? Hit the subscribe button and become a member on Patreon or on YouTube to get access to the Discord. We're waiting for you in the Shadow Realm.
Do it! Just do it! Make your dreams come true! Please! Please!
What are you waiting for, huh? Oh my God.